Well, good morning and welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to Bradford. I think it's important to make sure the Cabinet gets out and around the country, out of the Westminster bubble.
Well, we're meeting as a coalition government for the first time outside London to underline the point that we want to create a new kind of economy, which isn't over-reliant on the City of London, isn't over-reliant on financial services, but spreads prosperity and growth and jobs across all regions and across all communities. And that's why, as important as the budget announcements were about sorting out the black hole in our finances, it's just as important that we set out a positive vision for growth that's spread right across the country. And that's why we've announced today a £1 billion new fund, a regional growth fund, which will be there to really give a boost to private sector growth, to new enterprises, to new companies, for new jobs in those parts of the country outside the southeast and London, which have been very dependent for a very long time on public sector jobs. I think everybody knows that we've got to balance the books. Everybody knows that this coalition government was right, however difficult it was, to announce some big, difficult choices about how we fill the huge black hole in our public finances. Not for the sake of it, not because we like to say things like that, but because if we don't, you don't create the jobs and the prosperity in the future. It is just wrong to steal money from our children and our grandchildren by expecting them to continue to pay off our debts when that money could be better used for their schools and their hospitals. So that's the choice we've made. What we're now moving on to is the next stage, which is setting out a vision for growth. That's why we'll be looking, for instance, at how to get the banks lending more money so that we get money circulating in the economy. That's why we've announced today the Regional Growth Fund. That's why we've announced national insurance contribution deductions for new companies in regions like this who want to set up and create jobs. That's why we've announced a cut in the taxation on companies. All of these things help create growth. Without growth, we're not really going to provide the jobs and the prosperity and the security that people deserve in the future.